no.
Ocho Cinco, was he a quarterback?
Your ass better call somebody.
His team hasn't won a national championship since before he was even born.
Diggs going for the touchdown. Caldwell Pope. How about that one, baby? Let's go. Come on.
Come back, Kelly.
I love college football.
Go Dogs.
Go Tigers.
Roll Tide, roll. RMFT. Roll motherfucking Tide.
What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the College Football Weekly Matchup. Week number 4. Something different tonight. We're a little late, obviously. We're doing the NFL show, obviously, on here, too. We'll do the NFL show right after this. It'll be on the same show, so we're going to keep this be all on Spotify, all together on YouTube. It's not going to be separate this week because we are running behind. But Preston is with us this week. Didn't make it. Live from the gas station, live from the pilot. Bryson laughing as always, having a good time with his toe. We don't get to see his toe this week. Hopefully it's in a cast. And Josh is with us. But Preston, Jesus Christ, put that thing away. Preston, all right, we'll go ahead and get into it. I'll go ahead and give it to you. Preston won the week at 6-2. Preston, how was your week?
It was beautiful. It was beautiful. I hated that I wasn't a part of the show last week, but it was another great weekend of college football. Nothing you could better ask for at this time of the year. Best time of the year, hands down.
Bryson, injured, crippled over there. What's up with you? How you doing? How was your weekend?
Yeah. I got an ingrown toenail and it hurts like hell. Great weekend. Not so good on the records this week. I'm still me and Presser are tied for first now. Florida, I don't know. I am scared for this weekend. That's all I got to say. But, great weekend.
Josh, what high school did Alabama play this week? I can't remember. But how was
Louisiana Monroe?
Oh, yeah. How was your weekend and week? How was your college football weekend?
My college football weekend was good. Friday night was good for my local high school that I called game for. They beat powerhouse Lowndes County. They beat them pretty good. Lowndes County's got so many state championships, and they're a big powerhouse. They came up, played at our stadium, and they was down 49-21 with 6 minutes left in the game. They ended up losing 49-34.
Yeah.
We had some reserves in. But, yeah, college football was good. Me and you both went 4-4.
At least you don't have to worry about getting shot at your game. So.
Yeah. Clay was telling me about that, man. They need to bump you up to at least $100 a game if you're gonna be going.
I get paid salary. It's salary. It's based off my other pay. It's based.
Were you there at that game?
I get double. No. I covered 8-man football, but no, we had another guy at that game. But anyway, let's get into recap the week a little bit. We're gonna recap it all in one because, like I said, it's late and we're trying to get through this week as far as everyone's busy. We had Oregon stopping BYU. BYU was, I believe, number 12. So where did BYU drop? Anybody know? Did they drop in the ranking?
Yeah, like 22 or something like that.
22. Yeah, they're in the 20s.
Gotcha. Penn State blowing out Auburn. I think we all picked Penn State. Auburn's not that good. We had Washington defeating Michigan State. Two of the lines we were worried about, BYU and Michigan State. We understand why they were favored in the game. I mean, both of them ended up winning. Arkansas falling, A&M defeating Miami in what was the big game of the week. Close game of their close, low-scoring game. But overall, I could be missing some game. Josh, could you speak on, the college football weekend Saturday? Just some.
Yeah, Miami shot themselves in the foot. They missed 3 field goals. They muffed a punt inside the 10-yard line, which gave A&M, probably what caused.
He's breaking up. There he is.
Once
a week. He's breaking up. There he is. You're good. Hold on. He'll come back. Hold on.
Am I back?
Yeah.
Am I back?
Go ahead.
Michigan State. Really disappointed in them. Disappointed in the AP poll to have Michigan State ranked so high, going on the road to play unranked Washington as an underdog. We were all kind of fooled about that.
And Washington undefeated as well. Correct?
Yes.
Yeah. What are they? Are they ranked now?
They should be.
18.
18.
Penn State really embarrassed Auburn. Another game I want to talk about wasn't on our list was I don't know what Georgia Tech's gonna do, but I've watched some of that game, and it's just I've watched Georgia Tech, all my life. That's my second team. I like to watch them. I've never seen them perform like that. It looked like they just gave up. I mean, Ole Miss beat them at 48-0. It was pretty bad over there for Georgia Tech. So I mean, then you got all these schools going to be looking for coaches. Georgia Tech, Nebraska, Auburn. So it'd be interesting to see what coaching carousel happens here, and probably before the season ends.
Gotcha. Preston, I know, didn't Clemson, they had a somewhat close game, didn't they? I believe with some small school. I can't remember off the top of my head. It was
Louisiana Tech.
You were texting us about it. It was close for a little while anyway. So I know you were, about that. But how, recap, what games did you catch this weekend? Any thoughts on the week?
I watched the Texas A&M Miami game, pretty much all the big games. Definitely the Clemson game. Yeah, pretty much all those games. But the Clemson game, yeah, I don't know what it is. They're not awake for the first half. I don't understand why. And I know that I've been like texting y'all how much hate that I'm giving to DJ. Really, after watching the games, I notice it's not DJ's fault. It's really not.
God.
It's the receivers. It really is. The receivers don't catch anything. They couldn't catch a flu in the hospital. I mean, damn, they're terrible. So, yeah, I mean, I pretty much watch those.
We'll see if that changes this week. They got to go. Yeah,
they got to go to Wake Forest.
Pretty big game. That's a big game. I mean,
yeah,
big game. Bryson, not the most exciting games this week. I know there wasn't the most exciting games. I caught more NFL this week than I did college football. I caught the Miami game, but didn't. I know we caught the Florida game. It was a very tight game over there. Thoughts on the week? I can't remember off the top of my head. Florida ended up barely pulling that out, correct?
Yeah, final score was 31-28. Florida won that game. I mean, that just shows you that those boys down in South Florida know how to play some ball.
Hold on. Does it show that, or does it show Florida's not very good?
A little bit of both.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know what's going on. We got to flip the switch or something to turn it up. We got Tennessee this week. That's going to be. I'm not looking forward to this game. But yeah. Besides that, like I said, I really didn't catch too much college football because I was too busy on medication.
Yeah.
So
wasn't a lot of one. I mean, there were besides. I know we caught the Florida game and caught a couple other games. I caught the Miami Texas A&M game. It was kind of I mean, I know Josh catches every week. Josh don't miss a game. But would you agree it was kind of a week for college football as far as like?
Yeah, it was. I mean, I stayed up late watching the USC game. What's going on? Are you having some gas station encounters?
No, he said it's a week.
Why is that funny?
Because you don't spell them the same. It's funny to me.
All right, let's move on, please.
Hey, I stayed up and watched that USC game.
I didn't say I'm watching. Who did USC play? I know I saw it at the end. It's been, like I said, it's been since Saturday.
Stanford.
Did they play Stanford? I thought Stanford was the week before.
No.
I think they played someone else.
No, they played Fresno State.
That's who it was. Yeah.
That's
they played Stanford the week before. And they played Stanford. Anyway, let's go ahead and get into the player of the week. We had a player of the week last week. I'll go ahead and do mine first. Georgia went down and absolutely stomped South Carolina. I guess that's what we expected. Most of us anyway. I think a couple of us didn't take Georgia in the spread. But I'm taking Brock Bowers, player of the week, 5 receptions, 121 yards, 2 touchdowns, and a rushing touchdown as well. Could also take a couple others in that game. But, yeah, Brock Bowers, definitely my player of the week, scoring early in that game. Bryson, go ahead and give it to us. Who is your player of the week?
I'm going to give the hometown boys some love. Going to go off topic. Going to go Ventura College, Jaquavius Brown. 127 rushing yards, 1 touchdown. Got to show the hometown boys some love.
If you guys don't know who that is, we did. My uncle we used to be friends with him. He played ball with Bryson. He is playing. What ball is it? It's college ball, but I think it's like a community college kind of basically.
Yeah.
Anyway. Anyway, he got injured.
Yeah.
He was supposed to go to Miami, Ohio, accepted the scholarship, and then he backed out. He's really good running back here. Is playing community college here. Hopefully he's doing well. He's still trying to make the NFL, supposedly. His dad, I see his dad every now and then, but
Yeah, I mean, he'll play when we played on rec, and hey, I had that 2 gap open every single time for him to run it up.
Yeah, at least we can. Yeah, at least he can. Maybe he'll. I don't know how many years of eligibility as far as college he's got left, but maybe he could do something there as far as getting to a different college. He's dealt with a lot of injuries the past few years, but yeah, very very good running back. But anyway, Josh, what's your player of the week?
All right, so I'm going to go off the radar a little bit. UAB played Georgia Southern. I think they're pretty equally well matched. UAB won 35-21, but UAB's running back, Dwayne McBride, 28 carries, 223 yards, and 4 touchdowns on the ground.
It's a lot. God, Nebraska sucks. Nebraska couldn't beat Georgia Southern, and they lost to UAB. Jesus Christ. And I picked them. God, I hate Nebraska is on my shit list. I'm just telling you that right now. They are definitely on my shit list. I had so much confidence in them coming in and winning, and after they scored that first touchdown, I thought they were going. to win it, and then they shit the bed. But anyway, Preston, what's your player of the week for us?
I'm going to go with former Clemson quarterback of the App State. What are they? The Mountain Men or whatever?
Mountaineers.
Mountaineers. Chase Bryce went 22 of 34 for 278 yards and 2 passing touchdowns. Most notable for his last-second pass Hail Mary to win the game over Troy. They should have beaten that game by a lot more than they did, but the Hail Mary at the very end was pretty impressive. You don't see a lot of those nowadays.
Forgot all about that. I'm glad you mentioned it. Yeah, that was a
heck of a play, dude.
They didn't cover for the first time for Bryson. They didn't cover for him, but
that's right.
Yeah,
they got lucky. They got lucky as hell.
Bryson saw it on his phone. He wasn't even watching it live. I'm disappointed.
It's on ESPN Plus. If y'all want to help out my donation, I'll put that link in the bio. You can help me out. Give me ESPN Plus.
All right, let's go ahead and get into the games. Oh, I did have one thing before we start. I know we want to keep it going. Just a short little rant for just a second. The Braves named their favorite players. They did a TikTok where they named their favorite players. They all said their favorite players. Spencer Strider, favorite player. Corey Kluber. It's kind of embarrassing. Corey Kluber's still in the league, and he's not. How old's Corey Kluber? I mean, Corey. I could be wrong. I mean,
38.
Yeah, is he that old? I could be wrong, but your favorite player is Corey Kluber. Come on now. Come on now. That's your favorite player. That's bad. That kind of embarrasses me. I don't know. That's one thing it kind of bothered me a little bit. But everybody else, I think, had pretty good players. Does anybody else have anything we want to get off their chest before we get in the games?
Yeah, if you got an ingrown toenail, I feel your pain.
Okay, that's the last thing we're gonna say about your toenail.
Did y'all show the picture that he sent us?
No.
No, we didn't. We're not showing that, dude.
That was so bad.
It looked like a bell pepper.
Oh gosh! Oh, all right, let's go ahead and get into games for the week. Like I said, this college football show is going to be a little bit shorter than normal because we're combining it with NFL, so it's going to be shorter. First game, starting it off, 12 o'clock. Clemson at Wake Forest. Clemson favored by 7.5. These lines may have changed because they were earlier in the week, like I said, but we keep them as the same. Clemson favored by 7.5. Bryson, we're going to start with you this week. Who are you going with?
In the beginning of the season, Wake Forest did not have Sam Hartman, but now he's back. He's been playing pretty good. I'm going Wake Forest.
Yeah, I'm backing him up. I'm going Clemson wins in a scare. A very scary game. I think this is going to come down to the wire, but I don't think they're going to cover. So give me Wake Forest. Josh, who you going with over there, Josh?
You and Bryson went Wake Forest plus 7.5.
Correct.
Ooh, I'm I'm going to go Clemson. Clemson minus 7.5.
Any reason, or you just want to be different, and you think it's going to be a close game?
No, man, it may be close for a half, but Clemson's going to go in at halftime, make some adjustments, and come out and play like top 4 team in the country like they've been doing. Really wasn't impressed with Wake Forest last week or whatever they did.
I believe it was against Liberty or somebody, or was that
Yeah,
the game?
yeah, Liberty. They almost lost. They could have been looking ahead for Clemson. Yeah, I just think Clemson has too much talent for Wake Forest. I know Wake Forest has a better quarterback. Clemson's got the better running back, and Shipley, I think he gets going on the ground, and I just got more faith in Clemson. So I think they'll win by probably 10, 14. So
yeah, I think it's going to be, like I said, I think it's going to be a close game. We'll see. Preston, what you thinking over there? What you going to give us?
I think it'll be a 3-point game at halftime, like they've all seemed to be. But Clemson seems to be making the best second half adjustments because, like Josh says, they're gonna go into the locker room as a top 25 team. They're gonna come out as a top 4 team, and they're gonna stick it to Wake Forest. Wake Forest doesn't have a very strong defense. I know Clemson. The running game's really good with Shipley. He's the first running back in Clemson history since 1950 to have 2 or more rushing touchdowns in the first 3 games of the season. So I think he's going to be a very big factor of the game. If Clemson's receivers can actually catch the ball, then I'll look for DJ to be very effective in that game. Hopefully he doesn't have to use his legs too much, but the offensive line, the defensive line, I think everything hold together. I think Clemson's going to run away with this thing towards the end. So I got Clemson minus 7.5.
Gotcha. All right, next game, one of the big games of the week. We got another Bryson's favorite team on here, Florida, at Tennessee. College game day. This could have been the big game of the week, but left it for another game. Tennessee, 3:30. Tennessee favored by 11.5. Preston, we're going to come back to you. You're going to lead off first here. Who are you going with in this game?
Give me good old Rocky Top. They're home. I think they're playing really good football as of right now. I think Florida struggled a little bit. I think their quarterback's got a little bit of issues to run into. Their defense has kind of shown me they're kind of streaky. Sometimes they're very good. Sometimes they're very not good. So I like Tennessee minus 11.5 here. I think their offense is very good. I think, put that with, everything else. We saw them play against Pittsburgh. And I actually think Pittsburgh and Florida are very comparable games. So I think it's going to be a close game. And I think at the very end, Tennessee wins this game by 14. So give me Tennessee minus 11.5.
Gotcha. Josh, who you got?
yeah, I'm going to go with Tennessee minus 11.5. But I do think that Anthony Richardson gets a passing touchdown this game. I mean, he's yet to throw one, but as fast as Tennessee wants to play, that's going to put him on the field more. So I think he'll get a passing touchdown or 2. But yeah, Tennessee I think wins this one, pretty handily.
Gotcha. I don't know. This was Florida. It'd give me more confidence, but I'm going to go. I'm going to let Tennessee prove it to me here. I'm going to go with the Gators. Give me Florida. I think this is going to be a shootout. Maybe Richardson has a big game. Maybe Florida steps up this week, coming off a close scare, playing a big game this week. I don't know. I just think it's going to be a very high-scoring game, exciting game, and I think Tennessee pulls it out towards the end, but not enough to cover the 11.5. Plus, this line I believe has already moved to 10.5. So, Bryson. Give us your thoughts. I think I already know who you're picking, but give us your thoughts here.
Yeah, I mean, last week, our defense is just not looking great this year again. I mean, like Josh said, can Andy Richardson throw a touchdown this year? I mean, that would be amazing if he could, but Florida's not proved it to me yet. But yeah, give me Tennessee.
Gotcha. All right. Next game. Texas at Texas Tech. I believe this is a 3:30 game as well. Texas favored by 6.5. Josh, you're going to lead off here, and then I'll lead off. Who are you going with in this game?
I'm going with Texas minus 6.5. Not impressed really with Texas Tech. I know what Texas can do if they prepare, so let's see what they can do here against Texas Tech. I'm going with Texas.
Yeah, this was a very tough game for me. But like Josh said, I haven't really been impressed with Texas Tech, and I've seen what Texas can do. I was up and down. I actually wrote down Texas Tech one time, wrote down Texas another time, and I was thinking, and I think I'm just going to go with Texas because I've seen them do it, and Texas Tech didn't look good the last time I watched them. I believe they lost that game against NC State, and then I believe there was another close game. I can't remember off the top of my head. Bryson, get your toe off the camera. Jesus Christ. Please, Lord. All right, look at it another time. Come on, man. Nobody cares. All
Sorry,
right,
man. I'm
All
looking
right,
at
Bryson,
something.
we're coming to you. We're going to you. Who you got? I'm taking Texas. Right at 6.5. Bryson, who you going with? Bryson.
Yeah, I mean, I'm trying to talk.
You're thinking.
Let's get Texas Tech.
Texas Tech.
Any reason? You
Fuck
just think it's going to be a close game and you hate Texas. Okay. Gotcha. Preston, give us your pick.
I do have one question. Is Texas on their third string quarterback right now?
No, I don't think so.
Or is it their backup?
That's a good question.
Because I know this the original quarterback, I can't remember his name. He's out for like 6 weeks. The backup quarterback, I know he got hurt, but I don't know if he's hurt to the point where he still plays or is he not going to play?
I know he was hurt in the Alabama game, but I'm not 100% on that. I'm not 100%.
I still think it's Hudson Card playing.
Okay, well, since I'm not sure, I was going to go Texas Tech if they were on their third string.
Go with Texas Tech. Be split. Come on, don't be scared.
Give me Texas minus 6.5.
Oh, my God, you scared. Yeah. I'm glad I didn't take Texas Tech now. I'd rather be on this side because I was going to take Texas Tech when I thought about it for a minute. But all right, yeah, we're split here. Me and Josh going Texas. Bryson and Preston going with Texas Tech. Let's get into the next game.
Whoa.
You going?
I'm taking Texas.
No? Oh, excuse me. I apologize. You're right. Apologize. You're taking Texas.
Who are you taking?
We all took Texas besides Bryson. Sorry. Anyway, Wisconsin's at Ohio State, 7:30 p.m. game. Ohio State favored by 18.5. Lead off here. I haven't been impressed with Ohio State, but I wasn't a fan of Wisconsin's going into the season. Could see this. Yeah, I think it's going to be around the number, but I'm not really sure. Like I said, I haven't been impressed with Ohio State, but yeah, I think I'm just going to take them minus 18.5. Give me Ohio State. Who are we going back to? We're going to Bryson.
17.5, you said?
18.5, I believe.
18.5.
Bryson.
Yeah, I agree with you, Chris. I feel like this game can get around that number pretty close. I think CJ Stroud's going to have a good game. Give me Ohio State.
Preston, what you got?
Everything's pointing to Ohio State blowing them out, and you know what? They very well could. But I'm going to lean towards Wisconsin plus 18.5 points. They're going to get that running game going. They're going to go into the horseshoe, and they're going to punch them in the mouth and hopefully keep that score down a little bit. So give me plus 18.5 with Wisconsin.
Yeah, and I believe they're also – I know they lost earlier in the season as well. Josh, who you got? I'm telling you, this is a tough game. I took these last two. I took
it's just the line is so large.
Yeah.
For a game like this, and it's at Ohio State, and it's prime time, 7:30 on ABC. Ooh.
He's talking himself into it.
I think I don't know.
I'm gonna go with the Buckeyes minus 18.5.
I'm surprised. I thought there'd be more Wisconsin there.
So I'm the only one with Wisconsin.
Yeah,
correct. You are. That's a lot of points. It's pretty good. A lot of points to be with there. Next game, USC at Oregon State. Oregon State's looked pretty good. They played some pretty good, decent games. USC favored by 6.5, 9:30 p.m. game. Bryce, or we'll go somewhere else. Preston, who you going with?
Yeah, I mean, I like USC. I think they have one of the best offenses in college football as of right now. Oregon State has been playing a lot better football than what we've seen over the last couple of years from them. The line's a little low, so I think it's a good time to jump on it as of now because I do think it's going to grow a little bit closer to game time. So I'm going to lock that in. Give me USC minus 6.5.
Josh, who you got?
Yeah, I'm going with USC minus 6.5. This game is at Oregon State.
Yes.
I imagine
Correct.
so. If it was at USC, it'd probably be a 14-point line.
Correct.
Yeah, so I'm going to go with the Trojans. I think Lincoln Riley keeps this rolling for a while until he faces some stiffer competition.
Till he
I
faces an
agree.
actual defense.
Yeah, I agree. I'm taking USC. I don't think there's much to say about it. Like I said, Oregon State's played in some games where they've competed, but I think USC is going to be too much for them, and a touchdown's just not enough. So give me USC. Bryson, you taking USC?
Yes, sir. I'm taking USC. Going to do a little sweep right here. I think they keep
I'm
it
surprised you hate them.
Yeah, I do, but I believe they win this game, no problem.
And I didn't mention the records, by the way. I never did say them out loud. But Bryson, I believe Bryson them is leading the way, and me and Josh is Bryson and Preston's leading the way at 12-10. I'm 10-12, and Josh is 11-11. So if I didn't mention that, that's the records right now for a college football pick'em.
Say that again. I didn't hear you.
I don't want to say it again.
I said Bryson's leading.
Bryson and Preston are leading.
No, anyway.
How did we do last week?
Not by much. You went 6-2. You did very well. Not by much. I'm 10-12. Josh 11-11. Josh probably get back up there. I'll probably get back up there. It could be.
I'm assuming Josh is going to have like 3 back-to-back weeks where he's going to go like 7-1, 8-0, 8-0, and he's going to just leave us behind.
A little humility here, Preston.
Yeah.
Practice a little humility.
First time in over a year that I've even been close to the top.
Wait,
since
you're
week
reminding
one.
me.
So
you're reminding me of Georgia fans right now.
Well, you know what?
Right.
Georgia has all the room to talk because they're the best team in college football right now, hands down. Hands down.
I want to keep it going, but I hate it. I'm very scared why everybody's so happy. I'm not used to being on the side, and I don't like it. I don't like it at all because I feel like they're going to drop a game.
It's just these sites, man. These Georgia fans, they,
All right,
little humility.
Next game, Stanford at Washington. Washington now ranked after Washington coming off a big win against Michigan State, I believe.
Yeah.
Washington favored by 12.5. A lot of points there.
Stanford at Washington?
Yes, at Washington. And I think we're going to lead it off with Bryson here. Bryson, who you going with?
Yes, sir. I'm going over Washington. They looked pretty good against Michigan State last weekend. Their quarterback went Michael Phoenix went 24 for 40, 397 yards, 4 touchdowns. I think he's going to have another big game here. So give me
Penix?
Washington.
Is it Penix? Penix?
Yeah.
Where did he transfer from? He transferred somewhere, didn't he? If I'm not mistaken.
Yeah,
he came from somewhere. Yeah, I can't remember where, but I know that name from somewhere. I don't know why. Anyway, let's not move the mic, please. Thank you. Josh or Preston. Preston, give us your pick.
Stanford looks really bad. I don't see a lot of room improvement for them for the last couple seasons. Washington took care of business, like Bryson said, against Michigan State, a team that we all picked against last week. Washington's home, so let me lay that 12.5 points right here. So Washington minus 12.5 for me.
That Stanford USC game, that was pretty close for a while, correct? That was a close game, wasn't it? Didn't that come down? I mean,
Stanford USC? I don't think so.
Yeah, I thought that was it could have been a 20-point game. I don't know. It's Stanford, man. Washington, 12.5. That's a lot of points. I'm rolling with the underdogs. I'm keeping rolling with the underdogs. I'm losing anyway. I just feel like it's going to be an underdog week, so I'm taking Stanford against Washington. I think Washington probably wins by 10, but I think Stanford covers. See if Washington.
So you're taking Stanford?
No, excuse me. I think I'm taking Stanford. Sorry.
Stanford plus 12.5.
Yeah, plus 12.5. Yes.
Yeah, USC and Stanford, it was 41-28, so it might have been close.
Yeah, it was close for a while. I remember we watched that game. I believe that was the week we were at your house. It was. Anyway, Josh, who you going with?
I'm going to go with the Huskies, Washington. I think I think their quarterback's good. I don't think Stanford's that good. And I'm looking at my picks right here, man. I've got all favorites.
And I got mostly underdogs.
I don't like that all favorites. You got 3 underdogs and 3 favorites. I just don't know. I don't like that, but it is what it is.
You want to? Do you want to change your Texas to Texas Tech and go one
No, I
underdog?
do not want to change it to
All right.
Texas.
All right, big game of the week. Arkansas at Texas. Arkansas coming off a loss. Is Arkansas still in the rankings? I know they're somewhere they should be, right?
Yeah, they didn't lose, did
didn't
they?
lose. No, Arkansas
they didn't
didn't.
lose.
No, they
y'all
came.
semi-fall. Who they ended up? It was a close game. I remember.
It was a
You
close
said-
game to a crappy team.
You said fall. I thought you might have meant fall in the rankings. I think they only lost.
Who
They-
they end up? They ended up winning barely.
It was Missouri State. It was Bobby Petrino. It was he used to coach at Arkansas, so it was kind of emotional for Bobby Petrino.
I swore they lost that game. I was
they kept it close. I thought they were about to lose, and then Arkansas returned a punt for a touchdown, and then they forced a punt, and they got the ball back and scored another touchdown, and made it not look as close as it was.
Gotcha. All right. Well,
Wait.
Anyway, Arkansas is still up there.
Did Bobby Petrino coach at Arkansas after he got fired from Louisville?
Yeah.
Or was it before?
It was after. He coached at Arkansas. That was his last coaching job. He got caught on a motorcycle wreck. He was on the motorcycle with a hooker. and he had a motorcycle wreck.
Yeah.
Gotcha. All right. Josh, coming to you first. A&M's favored by 2.5. Arkansas at Texas A&M. Big game of the week. Who are you going with?
Well, let's see. This is my opportunity here to they beat Missouri State 38-27. This is my opportunity here to take an underdog, if you want to call them an underdog. Not real impressed with A&M's offense. I think this is the issue. Their offensive line looks like Swiss cheese. The defensive line and the defense for Arkansas, the linebackers are really good. KJ Jefferson's really good. I don't know if the moment may be too big for them. That would be their only downfall. Also, they're playing in Arlington, so it's not like they're playing in Texas A&M Stadium. I do feel like if this game was held in Fayetteville, Arkansas would be favored by 6.5 or 7. So for that reason, I am going to take Arkansas plus 2.5.
Yeah, I'm rolling with them. I'm sticking with the underdog train. I think this could be a close game. Texas A&M, I've watched them. They haven't impressed me at all. Don't think they're that good. They barely won last week, even though Miami's a good team. Yeah, but 2.5, I believe Arkansas. I believe this pretty much should be a pick 'em. So, give me Arkansas. Bryson, who you going with?
I'm going with Arkansas, like Josh was saying. Texas A&M is not impressing me. Heis King, I don't think he's a good quarterback at all. I know he's getting a lot of hype coming into the season, but I'm going with Arkansas.
Preston, are you sweeping it with the underdog, or are you going A&M?
No, I'm going to go with A&M here plus 2.5. I think they're a better team. They haven't performed exactly what we expected to from a team that just got bought in the offseason. Pretty sure somebody's going to light a fire under their ass. I think Arkansas is an exceptionally good team. I think last week kind of got caught flat-footed, maybe looking ahead a week. Like Josh said, though, there was a little bit of emotion with Bobby Petrino on the other sideline. But I do think Texas A&M is going to win this game. We're only talking 2.5 points. And we can all say, arguably, that Texas A&M, well, maybe I'm not going to say that, but at least I think they are. Texas A&M is a better team. They are in the Dallas Cowboys Stadium for this game. So let me go ahead and go there and say Texas A&M minus 2.5.
I hate Dallas. Anyway, all right, that's all the picks. Is everybody? Do we need to go over top four? Is top four going to be the same for everybody?
You want to do a lock?
Oh yeah, lock of the week. Lock of the week for me. I wrote it down correctly. I had the lock of the week. Hold on 2 seconds. I had it written down. What did I do? I went Wake Forest plus 7.5. That's my lock. I don't know. I think Wake Forest. I think that's gonna be a close game. So I'm taking Wake Forest. I think Clemson wins in the scare. Bryson, did you have a lock of the week?
Yeah, I did. My lock of the week is Tennessee.
That's ridiculous. That's ridiculous.
Well, sometimes the truth hurts. So
Does that App State play this week? Yeah, see about that.
App State,
they're only favored 7 against. Shit. I can't think of a damn team. I see their logo, but
Anyway,
only favored by 7.
Preston, did you have a lock this week?
Yeah, I'm going to go with Michigan minus 16.5 over Maryland. I think their offense is rolling right now. I think they're a very good team, Maryland. They've
Probably
got
the best team Michigan's going to play right now.
It might be until later on in the season when they get really into the heart of their conference play. Maryland, they're getting better. They are. I don't think they're there yet. So minus 16.5 over Maryland.
Is Maryland the one that's got the Tua's brother? Right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Tagovailoa.
Josh, who you going with?
All right, so I'm going to go off the radar here too. New Mexico is playing at LSU, and like I said before, there's a guy that plays on New Mexico that I'm friends with the family, and LSU is favored by 31.5. And New Mexico's not that bad, man, and I just don't see LSU beating anybody by 31.5. So give me New Mexico plus 31.5.
Josh. It's a crazy pick, but we'll see what happens. Don't know much about New Mexico, but yeah, I don't see LSU beating nobody by 31 either. So, do we need to go over the top 4? Does everybody? I mean, do we think we all have the same ones, or I know we're going to do a top 25 here shortly.
Yeah, we should be doing a top 25 next week.
Next week, so
this
you guys
is week
prepare
4.
for that.
It's after after week 4, after week 8, and then after week 12.
Yeah, so y'all prepare for a top 25 after watching game Saturday. Prepare to do that time. Then we should be doing the show Tuesday. Yeah, because everybody, I mean, it's Georgia and everybody else right now. So let's just say that. I hate to say it, but anyway. All right, so we're back with the NFL show. We just did the college football. We're combining this, like I said. Bryson and them headed out because they're not part of it. Clay could not make it this week. He works early in the morning, so we're doing this really late. We're doing this Wednesday. Today's Wednesday, correct? Wednesday, 10:30 at night. So Clay couldn't make it. Josh here with me once again, starting back here. NFL week 2. We had a crazy week 2. Going to recap some of the games here real quick. Herbert and the Chargers-Chiefs game, Thursday Night Football. I know that feels like a month ago, but that was a very close game. Chiefs ended up coming back, winning 27-24. Herbert getting hurt almost. I believe he's going to play this week. I'm not 100%. I know he's got some hurt ribs over there. Jets coming back and beating Cleveland. What a game that was. I mean, that was insane. The rookie catching a couple touchdowns. Miami coming back, the craziest game of the week. And Josh, I know, was very excited to see this, being an Alabama fan. But Miami coming back from 21 to win in a shootout. I believe they won. What was the final score?
They were down 21 in the fourth quarter.
21 in the fourth quarter, yes.
They're like that. Is that the only team to ever come back from 21 in one quarter?
I mean, I think it said it was one of the. I think it said it was one of the 2 best comebacks of all time, or something like that.
Well, I mean, the Jets and Browns, there was like a little under 2 minutes left, and the Jets were down 2 scores.
Yeah,
two scores, and they were able to come back and win, which was crazy. I imagine the Browns fans are pissed.
Well, you know, one team that was not able to come back and win.
Yeah, I do. I mean, apparently, Mary far. But if you didn't watch the Appalachian State game, you don't have to throw the ball that far. Just throw it, dude. Just throw the ball. What are you doing running around like you Patrick Mahomes, man? Throw the ball.
Yeah, Marcus Mariota, man. Jalen Ramsey.
That was my lock of the week, too, man. And it was looking good at halftime. I was like, yeah, I'm going to win the lock of the week. And then when I realized I wasn't going to win that pick, I was, rooting for my team, the Falcons. I'm like, they got a chance. They might can do something here.
I stopped. Well, I said, oh, Rams blew my. I lost that pick. I said, whatever. And then I saw the Falcons slowly creeping back. I said, oh, man. Everybody was coming back last week. One of the games I was we were all surprised about. We all had this pick wrong. The Colts sucking, Jaguars skunking them 24-0. Matty Ice, no points. Josh, is it time for Matty Ice to hang him up?
And I don't know what it's time for, but apparently Pittman is his only weapon because Pittman didn't play. I mean, where's Mo Alley Cox, baby? Well, come on, what are you doing? And what is this?
He's got Mo Alex
Jonathan
Cox.
Jonathan Taylor had 7 fantasy points and the PPR
Hey, Hines
Yahoo
did.
league.
I think Hines had more points than he did. Yeah, he did.
But
Hines
but
played
like
more.
but this is where if you're the Browns of 2014, 15, you get shut out. If you're the Colts of 2022, you don't get shut out. NFL teams, if you put a goose egg up, that is very unacceptable. That's just unacceptable to put a goose
Especially
egg
if you're,
up.
I
And then
mean,
against Jacksonville at that.
against Jacksonville, and you got to think Matty Ice went from one of the. I mean, the Colts' offensive line is supposed to be really, really good. And he went to one of the worst offensive lines, not very good, and he went to the best. And he comes out here and throws 3 interceptions. I don't know. I mean, Matt Ryan's not looking too hot right now. They might
No.
they might want to bring in either Nick Foles or the old Texas boy Sam Ellinger from Texas. I know he's
Somebody.
on the Colts too. If he's still signed there, I believe he's third string. I believe he is the third string quarterback. Yeah, and also crazy game. We had the Cardinals winning. I believe was it fourth quarter or overtime? I believe it was
Yeah, it
overtime.
was overtime.
The fumble, Hunter Renfro fumbled twice.
Yep.
He fumbled, picked it back up, and then he fumbled, and Byron Murphy or Buddy Murphy took it back for a touchdown for the Cardinals.
We all lost that pick, and that
Yeah,
was
I mean,
Clay's lock of the week. And I just couldn't believe it. The Raiders should have won that game.
yeah, our two bold Superdome predictions, mine and the Raiders. I mean, I thought the Raiders were going to be. They're not looking too hot. You and the Colts, mine and the Raiders, not looking too good.
Our AFC picks ain't. But that was a bold prediction.
Oh yeah, mine was.
Those were bold predictions.
And I still think the Raiders can get back in it.
I
The Colts
still
can
think
too.
I still my NFC team was the Eagles.
Yeah.
And they got a pretty good defense, and with Jalen Hurts and his weapons,
Yeah.
they might can make a run for it.
Yeah, Eagles making make a run for it. What was I going to say? Oh yeah, and the Raiders can come back too.
Oh yeah,
I mean, it can definitely come back. Yeah, but I think that was it. I had something else what I was going to say, but I totally forgot. I know we had some other games going on. We had
on the first show we did, it's Georgia and everybody else. Right now, it's Buffalo and everybody else.
Oh yeah, Buffalo coming out and beating Tennessee, beating them down. I mean, Stephon Diggs. And I'll go ahead and give you my player of the week because that's actually who it was going to be. Stephon Diggs coming out. I remember it was somebody on Monday night. Stephon Diggs coming out, catching 3 touchdowns. 3 touchdowns against one of the teams that's supposed to have some good defensive backs and good safeties. But Diggs coming out with Davis out, coming out 148 yards and 3 touchdowns. I mean, that's how you step up with one of your best weapons out. I mean, you come out and dominate. Yeah, that was definitely my player of the week. And they had some fullback that got some run in that game. And yeah, two blowouts on Monday night, pretty much. Josh, who was your player of the week for the week?
Well, I mean, the little Hawaiian midget, Tua Tagovailoa. 36 of 50. So he only missed on 14 passes. 469 yards, 6 touchdowns, and he had 2 interceptions. And when he threw those 2 interceptions, the damn social media was blowing up about how bad he is and this and that. But let me tell you something. Waddle having another year, learning how to play in the NFL, and Tyreek Hill and Gesicki or whatever his name is.
He's all right. He's not all that big.
I'm just saying he's got weapons. He's got. I mean, he threw a touchdown pass to that tight end. And I don't know how the hell that tight end caught that ball in the back of the end zone like that. I thought Tua was throwing it away. And the tight end went up and said, "No, I'm going to grab this." And it was a tight window.
You got to think he's got 2 of the fastest receivers in football. They run a lot of streaks down the field. I mean,
that's what I'm saying. Like, he's got some weapons.
They can run one of them over the middle and one of them downfield. I mean, it's hard to stop when you got 2 really, really fast guys. I know Tyreek Hill, he wasn't even doing nothing till the second half. I mean, he didn't even have barely any yards, and all of a sudden he came up and absolutely dominated. Won me some money, by the way. Tua and Tyreek Hill had him on DraftKings, so about $200. So I was happy about that.
I won like $60 off DraftKings, but what I played was the second half. I get in and I pick what I think is going to happen in the second half
Yeah.
and it was the Vikings Eagles, and I was thinking that the Vikings were going to make a little comeback and the Eagles were still going to have to pass the ball. So I had Devontae Smith in the first place. We had the same players, but I had Devontae Smith, and the first place guy had Miles Sanders. So he won $2,000 because I didn't pick fucking Miles Sanders because I thought, the Vikings were going to make a comeback like they should have, but they didn't. But yeah, Jalen Hurts also gets an honorable mention with 26 of 31 for 333 yards and 1 passing touchdown, and he also had 2 rushing touchdowns or 3 rushing
Yeah.
touchdowns. But he looked
Well,
poised. He looked poised. He looked like a good passer. He was staying in the pocket, passing the ball. I've always thought he was going to be good from his time at Alabama, and I know he went to Oklahoma after he graduated Alabama. He went to Oklahoma, and he learned some things there as well. Don't know if he would have stayed a first round pick if he would have stayed at Alabama. So we got to give Oklahoma some credit, but I mean he's still an Alabama guy. So
yeah, well, I can tell you who's not getting player of the week in one game I forgot to mention. Jameis Winston
oh,
he ain't getting player of the week this week. I
I mean
expected Tampa Bay to come
I
out and
intercepted a ball from him on the
yeah,
couch.
three interceptions. I believe they all came late in the game too. Saints were up, and he kind of threw it away for us. Yeah, I still like Jameis. I like him as a person. I'm hoping he does well. He makes mistakes. The week before, when they were facing the Falcons, he kind of was scared to throw an interception. He kept taking the sacks. This week, he tried to take advantage, I guess, and gave
Well,
it to Tampa
that's
Bay.
what these Tampa Bay fans are telling Saints fans is that one week he'll look like an MVP type player, and then the next week he looks like he needs to be on the practice squad.
Yeah, and Tampa Bay could not. I mean, they couldn't do nothing on offense either. Our defense is so good. Tampa Bay's defense is good too. Very defensive game. I think it was 3-0 at half when we were winning.
And then the Lattimore, Evans,
Yeah,
Brady debacle.
Evans is
Evans
out.
gets
Evans is thrown out.
Yeah,
He's
he's
just
suspended. He's suspended for a game, but I read something where he reconstructed his contract to make the league minimum this year, and therefore this game is only going to cost him $66,000. Where if he did not reconstruct that contract at the beginning of the year to make the league minimum, it would have cost him $770,000 to miss this game. So that's a big difference, 60,000 to 700,000. So it's not going to hit him in the pocket too much, but I
that's
know
going to hurt them though because Brady was mad. He was mad at boys wasn't catching balls. Scotty Miller dropped a few balls. He had some drop balls out there, and he wasn't very happy.
yeah.
He was not very happy, but hopefully maybe they can get Julio back and Godwin. Maybe they can do something. I mean, I hope not. I hope they lose. They got a big game this week. So.
I mean, and also, heading into the season, I was thinking Leonard Fournette was going to be, he's just not doing so hot right now.
Everybody, everybody, and what I don't understand, and this, I know we don't want to talk. We ain't gonna talk too much fantasy. We will talk fantasy when we get into games. Everybody don't understand. Saints probably had the best run defense in the league last year. I mean, they were on him the whole time. I mean, he had a good first game. Saints got one of the top run defense.
Yeah.
And Saints did struggle the week before against the Falcons, but everybody was playing Leonard Fournette in fantasy. I said he ain't gonna do nothing. I told you last year when we had that bet.
Yeah, but he didn't do nothing the first week either. He didn't do very much the first week either.
I think he did a lot. He did a lot better. I believe.
He doesn't even have a touchdown yet.
Yeah, I think he had more yards the first game, if I'm not mistaken. If I'm not mistaken, but they were on him every time. I think Leonard Fournette will bounce back.
One weird stat right here, real quick, is do you know who the leading rusher was for the Vikings on that Monday night game?
No.
Kirk Cousins.
Yeah, I was going to say Kirk Cousins because I had
2 carries for 20 yards. Where you at, Dalvin Cook? Where are you at?
God, that's crazy.
Yep.
I did not know that. Well,
Dalvin Cook caught a lot of little screen passes and little.
Thing is, hold on, time out. They only gave their running backs 8 carries. I mean, I caught more of the other game, but I didn't catch all of this game. I caught it towards the end. They only gave them 8 carries. I mean,
yeah, man, but Philly was stuffing the run.
Phillies has been last year. They were one of the teams. They've been one of the teams.
I couldn't believe how good they were stuffing the run, and that forced them to pass the ball. They even brought Madison in some, and they shut him down on the pass game. But Dalvin Cook, he couldn't catch the ball. There was a few times he dropped the ball on little swing passes and stuff.
Yeah. Yeah, I know Philly's been good against the run in the past, but last week they couldn't stop anybody to run the ball. They had Jamal Williams and DeAndre Swift running all over them, so it was kind of surprising not to see Dalvin Cook do that good.
Yeah.
We also had Dallas beat Cincinnati, which was very surprising. I didn't want to say that. I mean, Cincinnati, I don't know what's going on with Cincinnati. Dallas winning with a backup quarterback.
So I had Jalen Hurts and Tyreek Hill and Mark Andrews on my team. So I scored like 187 points. I was in sixth place at 1-0 last week. I'm in first place ahead by like 50 points at 2-0 this week.
Me and Clay were winning. Me and Clay were winning by 20 after Aaron Jones put up a performance, and the dude had Dalvin Cook, Justin Jefferson, and somebody else, and he lost.
Yeah,
I said that's tough.
Justin Jefferson. They shut him down too.
Yeah, that's tough.
Adam Thielen was the lead receiver with 52 yards. I mean, that was just a horrible game by the damn Vikings, man. They got to go back to the drawing board.
Gotcha. All right, let's go ahead and get into the picks. Like I said, this ain't going to be as long of a show. Clay will be back next week. I'm going to give him his picks. If we did miss some games on the recap, it's been, like I said, it's been a while. We'll recap them more next week. Maybe talk about some teams as we go through these picks.
Real quick, before we go into the picks, we'll just go. First week, I was 6-10. You were 7-9. Clay was 8-8. At the end of week 2, week 2, I was 7-9. You were 9-7. Clay was 5-11. So that brings our totals to me being 13-19. You having a commanding lead at 17-16, and Clay is tied with me at 13-19 after he went a horrible 5-11.
I got to get my NFL trophy back. I can't let you take it this year. It's not happening. It's not happening this year. But we do have some good games this week. Thank you for giving them the records there. I totally forgot. All right, let's get into the upcoming games. Thursday night football, kind of a not exciting one. We've had some good games in the past. This could be a good game, but I expect this to be kind of a boring game. Steelers at the Browns. These lines, like I said, we make the line. I made the lines earlier in the week. The Browns are favored by 3.5. I'll let you go first, Josh, and I'll go first on the next one. Who you going with in this one?
I know it's at the Browns. It's on Prime Video again. I'm going to go with the Steelers plus 3.5.
Yeah, and one thing I don't know, and I was wanting to find out, is Jacoby Brissett starting. I'm not really sure. I know they said something about he was hurt the other day. He was hurt in the previous game, so I'm not 100%. If it looks like he's going to play, though, the way it says, he's not on the injury report.
I mean, look for Nick Chubb to have a lot of yards.
Yeah, I expect this to be a low-scoring game. I mean, in Cleveland, 3.5 points. One thing I don't understand is, Pittsburgh, their offense sucks, man. It's so bad. It's so bad. This is a coin toss for me. 3.5. I think I'm going to go with Cleveland coming off, a shocking loss. I think they got to be ready to play here. Nick Chubb had a big game last game. They're coming off a 1-point scary loss. A bad loss that they should have won. I know Jacoby Brissett and everybody was so upset. So I think Cleveland comes out this game and definitely wants to make sure they win this. So give me Cleveland minus 3.5. Clay did not write a pick down for this game. So I have to get his pick for Thursday Night Football. We'll get his pick for Thursday Night Football.
I'll leave it blank for right now.
Yeah, leave it blank for now. He forgot to give me Thursday Night Football. He does have the rest of the picks. So, all right. Let's get into the next game. We got the Raiders at the Titans, two teams that have struggled, both 0-2, I believe, right now, Titans and the Raiders. Raiders favored by 1.5. Tough game for me, man. Both teams need a win here. Titans coming off an embarrassing blowout. Raiders not looking too hot. Titans at home. As much as I like the Raiders, do I want to keep continuing to pick the Raiders? I think I do. I think I'm going to go, since it's a pick 'em, I think I got to stick with the Raiders to win this game. But I could see this game going either way. Ryan Tannehill didn't really impress me. One dude that does impress me on the Titans is Treylon Burks. I think he's catching some balls. Could be a fantasy piece if he had someone, but I don't really see too much in fantasy in this game unless Devontae. I mean, if Devontae Adams does what Diggs does, I mean, maybe. But Titans are supposed to have a good defense, but I haven't seen it yet. But yeah, Josh, who you going with in this one?
All right, yeah, I'm going to go with the Raiders as well. I'm a little concerned about Derrick Henry, coming back from the injury, and plus Tennessee being so one-dimensional, they could just stack the box and zero in on Derrick Henry, and he's going to take a beating, and he knows that.
He took a beating against the Bills. I tell you what.
Yeah, and I think he knows that, so I don't think he's going 110% anymore. I mean, all his career, even in high school, he's been the workhorse. 40 carries a game through high school and college, and I think it's catching up to him. I hate to see that for such a talented man, but yeah, any team can just go in and stack the box, zero in on Henry, and I think that's what the Raiders are going to do. And I'm going to go with the Raiders, and Clay has the Raiders as well.
Yeah, Clay does have the Raiders as well, so we're all going Raiders here. Titans, not looking too hot so far in the AFC. We'll see. Could definitely be wrong here, but Raiders need to win, especially playing that tough division. So Raiders definitely need to win here. At least Titans are playing in a weak division. Next game, probably the game of the week right here. We got the 2-0 Bills at the 2-0 Dolphins. What a game this is going to be. Should be a good game, but the Bills are just dominating everybody. The Bills playing at 1 o'clock. I'll definitely have this game on the big screen. The Bills are favored by 4.5. Josh, what you thinking here? I know you want to go with Miami, but we've seen the Bills. What do you want to do?
Oh man,
go with your heart, or do you go with your head?
I'm gonna go. I think the Dolphins put it back to back. That emotional comeback win. I think they're gonna ride that wave. It's in Miami. I know
3-0
Buffalo travels well. They got fans everywhere. Yeah, I'm gonna go with the Fins minus or plus 4.5.
Who did Dolphins play week 1? I know they won week 1. I was trying to think who they played. They played the Jets. No, I can't remember. Can't remember who they played week 1. But anyway, yeah, you're taking the Dolphins there. I believe I'm going to take the Bills. I know Tua's good. I believe Tua's a very good quarterback. Don't get me wrong. I mean, but he can make mistakes, and I think we might see that this week. I think they're going to force some turnovers, especially. The Ravens' defense is kind of injured. I know they had some pieces that were out. They're still dealing with the injuries like last year in the defensive backs. I know they were supposed to have some players that weren't going to play, but I think a few of them ended up playing. But they do have, I think Jimmy Smith's still out. A few others. I'm not 100%, but I know they have some injuries. The Ravens do on the defensive side of the ball, and I don't expect to see that from the Bills. 4.5. I don't think it's enough. So give me the Bills here minus 4.5. And did Clay take the Bills as well?
Yep.
I missed it. Yeah, Clay did take the Bills as well. So Josh is going to be the only one with the Dolphins here. Fantasy-wise, I mean, this could definitely be a high-scoring game. I think you could play anyone here. I mean, you got Tua, you got Waddle. I mean, Waddle and Tyreek Hill. I mean, Hill kind of comes up for these big games. So, what do you expect? But it's hard to – I mean, that Bills defense hasn't gave up much. They haven't been in many tight games yet. Stephon Diggs is dominant. So I think you could play anyone really in this game. But then again, it could be a defensive game. These are two teams that are supposed to have a decent defense, even though the Dolphins didn't really show it against the Ravens. So, yeah. All right, next game. We got the toilet bowl here. We got the Texans at the Bears, even though the Texans are probably pretty good. Bears favored by 2.5. Kind of shocking here. Bears started off, I think, pretty well against the Packers, early, and then the Packers just put it to them. Yeah, I think I'm going to go I'm going with the Texans. I just think the Texans are the better team. They played in some tight games. I think
What's
they have
that
a tie.
line?
That is 2.5.
Texans
tie with
favored.
no Bears favored.
Okay, plus 2.5.
Yeah, Texans have played in some tight games. They tied with the Colts, and they played in a tight game with Denver. Denver haven't looked too hot, but Bears lost against the Packers. But they barely pulled off a win against. They pulled off a win week 1. I can't even remember who it was.
In the rain.
In the rain against 49ers. Yes, correct. So I don't
Yeah.
really count that as a win. I don't think the Bears
Montgomery
are that
had
good.
a big game, I think.
Yeah. Give me the Texans. Montgomery could have a big game here again, but I'm still taking the Texans plus 2.5. Josh, who you going with?
Well, I'm going to go with the Bears. At home, I think Justin Fields can put something together. Maybe what's that wide receiver they got? Mooney, and don't he play for them?
Yeah, Darnell Mooney. Yeah.
Yeah,
He struggled last week.
he's been kind of struggling last week. I think he kind
He had
of
one
opened
catch
up.
for negative 4 yards.
Yeah, I think he kind
But the
of
Packers do have a good
makes up.
defense.
Yeah, I think he kind of makes up for that this week, and I like Montgomery. I think the Bears will win by a field goal at home against the Texans. So that's 2
Yeah,
in
the
a row.
Bears,
I got from y'all. I got to catch up, bro.
and the Bears, the Bears do got a lot of heart. I know Justin Fields was not happy about getting dominated by the Packers, so they probably could come out and do something here. But I just think the Texans are the better team. Next game, Eagles at Washington. Eagles favored by 4.5. I mean, this could be a high scoring game. Carson Wentz has showed something. Eagles defense is good. This could be a high scoring game. It's tough, but it's at Washington, Josh. I think I know where you're going, but who you going with?
Yeah, I'm going to go with the Eagles -4.5. Clay went with the Eagles -4.5. So we and him both have Philly. Yeah, I think they keep improving on offense. Their defense is good, and with AJ Brown, Devontae Smith, Goddard making big time plays, Miles Sanders opening up a little bit the other night. So yeah, I like them.
AJ Brown too. I mean, AJ Brown. That's a big weapon they got for him. Yeah, I don't really know what to do here. I know Washington gave up some points. As much as I want to go with Washington, I just don't think it's enough points. I'm going to take the Eagles as well. Carson Wentz not looking too bad. I mean, I know he's done very good fantasy wise. Maybe he comes out does it again against the Eagles. This could be a shootout. I mean, who knows? Eagles defense has been decent though. Besides the first week with Detroit, yeah, it could be a good fantasy day. I expect AJ Brown, even though he didn't do much. I don't think he did too much against Minnesota. He could have a big day as far as fantasy. Washington's got some rookies over there, Dotson and Samuel and Gibson. I don't expect the run game to get going for Washington, but he's coming back. I mean, coming back to play his one of his former teams in Carson Wentz. So yeah, but I'm taking the Eagles -4.5. Next game, Saints at the Panthers. Saints favored by 3.5. I'm gonna go ahead and tell you, as much as our offense sucks, Baker Mayfield hasn't. I mean, the Panthers haven't really looked that good.
Baker Mayfield freaking sucks, man.
Yeah, they haven't. I mean, they haven't really looked that good. So
How's their pass defense? They got some playmakers over there.
Who's that? You talking about our pass defense?
No, the Panthers pass defense.
Oh yeah, Saints defense has been good in the past. They only gave up 19, but I know their defense has been good in the past. This year, I'm not 100%. I can't remember who all they have on defense, but I know that was supposed to be one of their strong suits as far as defense coming the year. I mean, they got they're supposed to have some decent talent on the roster, but I don't know, man. I mean, Baker Mayfield, 14 for 29, 145 yards. Didn't throw any picks, but I don't know. It's just, I mean, I know the Giants were good, but I don't know. I'm just not a believer. Not a believer in the Panthers right now. Could be wrong. Plus, I mean, the way you're going to beat, McCaffrey is the key piece for the Panthers, and if we're able to stop the running back, I mean, that's going to force Baker to throw the ball. if we can get pressure to them. I mean, our defense is top notch, so I expect. I don't know. This could be ugly, but I could be wrong. Panthers could definitely come out and do it. Jameis, please don't come out here and embarrass me. So I'm taking the Saints minus 3.5. Josh, who you going with?
Yeah, Clay took the Saints minus 3.5. I think the Saints win by a field goal, so therefore I'm going to take the 0.5 and the Carolina Panthers.
Yeah. No, I don't know. Crazy line on this next game. Before I don't want to talk too much about the Saints. I'm hoping they come out and win this. They got a good defense. Anyway, Ravens at the Patriots. This is a crazy line to me. I'm gonna go ahead and give you my pick. Ravens only favored by 3.5. I mean, come on now. Come on, Patriots suck. Patriots did not. They beat the Steelers, but Steelers ain't that damn good. I know Patriots may have looked a little bit better. I mean, come on. I'm taking the Ravens minus 3.5. Minus 3.5. This may be a trap. I don't see any way, especially this being a 1 o'clock game. I mean, Patriots suck, man. Patriots are not good. Only way they do this is somehow they can. I mean, the thing is, if they contain Lamar Jackson, maybe, but
it's easier said than done.
he should be able to run all over. I mean, just give me the Ravens, even though they're in Foxborough. Give me the Ravens. Josh, who you going
Yep,
with?
it's a sweep across the board. We're all three going with the Ravens minus 3.5. I'm with you on that line. I feel like it should be more like 6. 6.5. They must have had some people hit on the Patriots. You know how the Patriots fans are. They must have had some big time bettors hit on the Patriots and move that line to make it 3.5. I mean, it is in Foxborough, so I mean that is one thing they have going for them.
Yeah.
But yeah, I haven't been too impressed with Mac Jones. He's still having to throw these medium passes. They don't have any weapons. Who are their wide receivers?
Well, they had some receivers last week that did pretty good. Nelson Aguilar, I know he's not that great, but he's been good in the past for me. He had 110 yards last week. Jacoby Myers was good for him last year.
Who is Jacoby? Like, who are these people?
Yeah, well, Jacoby Myers was good. He was their top receiver last year. So Jacoby Myers is pretty good. Everybody else is not that good.
The whole time I've been watching NFL football, I can name 2 pass catchers for the Patriots: Rob Gronkowski and Randy Moss.
Yeah.
Like, who else have they ever had? It's like
they really ain't got that time.
I mean, I feel like if Mac Jones had Devontae Smith and A.J. Brown or Jalen Waddle and Tyreek Hill, he'd be doing the same thing that his other Alabama quarterbacks are doing. He just doesn't have it. And the Ravens, I don't think they're going to be able to contain Lamar Jackson. So, yeah, the Ravens minus 3.5.
All right, next game. Lions at the Vikings. Vikings favored by 7.5. Yeah, this is an interesting game. I think this is going to be a very exciting game. This could be a high-scoring game of the week, in my opinion. Very, very exciting fantasy game here, especially because it's been exciting the last few weeks. Josh, who you got in this one?
Well, I think the Vikings go back to the drawing board. I think they get it right. I think they're going to concentrate on Swift. They're going to have to contain Hawkinson. And do you say that the Lions at the Vikings?
Yes.
Yeah, I think home field advantage plays a part.
Plays a big role in Minnesota too.
Yeah, I hope that this 0.5 don't get me. But I mean, I can see Minnesota winning by a touchdown and me being pissed off. But maybe they win by 10, so I'm going to go with the Vikings minus 7.5. And Clay went with the Lions plus 7.5.
Oh yeah, he's going with it.
He's on the line train.
Yeah, he's going with the Lions. He's always going with the Lions, and I'm not going to agree with him. I'm going to go with the Minnesota Vikings. And I don't care who you got out there at corner. Justin Jefferson, I think Justin Jefferson is going to have a big game. I think you play him in fantasy this week. I think he's going to have an amazing game as long as Kirk Cousins gets in the ball. I think this could be a high-scoring game. I mean, Lions have been in high-scoring games both sides. I think Dalvin Cook could have a big game this week. I mean, if I had anybody in fantasy this week on this team, I probably wouldn't bitch him. Amon St. Brown.
Yeah, you play him. You play that guy.
A monster. I mean, he's been the top receiver this year.
Who did the Lions play last week?
The Lions played the Washington Commanders.
And who did Pittsburgh play last week?
Pittsburgh played Patriots.
Okay. Who's Pittsburgh's quarterback?
Mitch Trubisky.
Mitch Trubisky. Who's the Lions quarterback?
Jared Goff.
All right. So this guy in fantasy, he played Dustin or whatever Deontay Johnson over St. Brown. And I'm sitting there, you don't do that. You do not do that. Jared Goff.
Oh, no. And the thing
Jared
is,
Goff can swing the ball, man.
Well, Jared Goff's not that good. He's not.
I mean,
he
does. He's got a good arm.
Yeah.
I mean, Trubisky does too, but the Pittsburgh offense.
People want to go into people want to go in the past, and they keep playing guys that have done good in the past. Amon St. Brown is going to be one of those guys that's going to put up 20 points every week. I mean, people don't understand.
That's what I'm saying. He is really good. Like, don't even question that. In fact, that same guy, I'm on a fantasy Facebook page, and that same guy, I don't think he knows I'm on that page. I don't ever comment, but he asked the question this week: Do I play Johnson or St. Brown in my flex?
You play St. Brown. You don't bench
like, are you crazy? Are you crazy? Why would you?
I wouldn't bench St. Brown.
Ask that question.
There'd probably only be 10 receivers. There might be 7 receivers I'd bench St. Brown.
I might would play if the Lions were playing the Bills,
No, I'd still play St. Brown. St. Brown's one of those guys.
Good, dude. He's good.
Yeah. I mean, he's just one of those guys. I mean,
I hope that guy don't listen to the podcast, but then again, I don't care if he does. If you do listen, do not play Deontay Johnson over St. Brown unless you're playing against me.
Yeah, please God don't, because I think this is going to be like DraftKings. This is going to be the game for me. I mean, I'm playing Jefferson. I might play St. Brown on the other side. I may play DeAndre Swift, but if I'm playing DraftKings, I'm stacking up this game all the way around. But did I give my pick? I'm taking the Vikings -7.5.
Yeah, you did.
Okay,
yeah.
I did.
Me and you with the Vikings, and your brother with the Lions.
I just think Justin Jefferson's going to have a crazy, insane game this week, especially after he's coming off a bad game last week.
I think that's bad.
I'm going to be shocked if Justin Jefferson doesn't have a good game this week.
Yeah, at least over 100 yards receiving.
Yeah, and a touchdown. Yeah. Anyway, next game: Chiefs at the Colts. Chiefs favored by 6.5.
Oh man, come on! It's not 10.
No, I mean it could. Maybe it is on the real line. This is what I got earlier in the week.
I'm just saying. I was being sarcastic.
Yeah. Should be. I mean,
at the Colts.
This is
Pittman, is Pittman back this week?
He is supposed to be possibly playing. I think he's still questionable as of now. But yeah, I mean, this is probably a bad. I mean, this is trapped because somehow Colts could come out and maybe
that's
cover.
what I'm saying. Like where they could play like they're supposed to have been playing.
No, they got to prove it to me though. 6.5. Yeah. I mean, it's definitely not a points. Give me the Chiefs. I mean, they didn't.
Yeah,
score.
I was gonna take the Colts if it was.
I just don't think
if it was 10.5. If it was 10.5 or 11, which it should be, but I think it's some kind of little trap Vegas trying to do here. I'm gonna go with the Chiefs.
I'll tell you what, I'm feeling good. I'm feeling good about my picks this week, man. I'm
feeling so great about my picks because I've got 1, 2, 3, 4 different picks than you. I could catch up if we ended it right now. I could catch up.
Besides the first game, I mean, unless crazy stuff happened, I don't see a loss for me, and that's probably why this is probably going to be a bad week.
You ready to go 5-11?
Probably am. Next game, and I don't see a loss here either. The Bengals got to bounce back. I mean, Bengals at the Jets. Bengals -4.5. I mean, give me the Bengals. Bengals are going to come out and dominate. Bengals -4.5 against the Jets. Bengals have not looked good, but the Jets are at home. I mean, but Joe Flacco, come on, man. I mean, he's all right. He had his comeback, had his glory. Jets are coming off a whoop-de-doo. They won. There's the Bengals. Jamar Chase might have a big – this is going to be – play your Bengals this week. Play Joe Mixon in fantasy. Play Jamar Chase. Bengals have a big week this week, even though they're playing Dallas. Dallas has got a good defense, a really good defense. But I think the Bengals get it together here, even at the Jets, and dominate this game. So I'm taking the Bengals.
So,
Josh.
Burrow hadn't won a game since he's got his appendix taken out.
Correct.
So the Bengals
I
are
don't
going to
care
win.
if they didn't have Burrow
All right,
quarterback.
so this is a numerical thing for me. Little numbers match up here. Bengals favored 4.5. I'm taking the Bengals, but I'm also going to give the Jets 4.5 sacks.
Yeah.
Yep. I mean, he's been sacked 13 times in 2 games.
Wow.
You know,
I didn't know that.
So 4.5 sacks for the Jets ain't going to be.
Their offensive line's supposed to be improved too, and it's not.
Yeah, no,
And
dude.
the
Jets got to come up with some kind of new scheme, new blocking
Jets has
scheme.
got a good. Jets has had a good pass rush in the past. So
yeah,
I know
so
they got some
4.5
good
sacks for the Jets, but the Bengals win by a touchdown or more.
Thing is, I mean, their run D. I mean, Chubb ran all over them last week. I mean, Joe Mixon should have a big game. I mean, that's where they struggled last year too in the run. I know they stopped the run last year.
Open up that play action, hit
I know
Higgins, Chase.
I know they stopped the run the week before, or the week 1, but I don't expect them to do that here. I expect Joe Mixon to have a big game. I mean, their rush defense was awful last year, so yeah. Just give me the Bengals. And Clay took the Bengals as well.
Yep.
Correct? Okay, sweep across the board. Next game, Jags at the Chargers. Chargers favored by 7.5. Ooh, Jags 1-1 right now, looking decent. Josh, what you got in this one? And I believe Herbert. I'm going to look for you, but I believe Herbert is leaning
Who's their
towards
backup? Who's
Chase,
the Chargers?
Chase Daniel. And,
Oh yeah, I remember seeing him come in.
Fun fact: he's only played like 3 games in his career, and he's
a multi-millionaire from
he's made more money than some starters.
carrying a clipboard around.
Yeah.
I mean, if you're going to raise a football player, raise him to be a backup quarterback in the NFL. I mean, Chase Daniel. He's a serviceable quarterback. I don't think the Jags are that great. So I'm going to go with the Chargers minus 7.5.
Yeah, and I mean, the Chargers coming off a heartbreaking loss too as well. Jags defense is, not Jags. Chargers defense is still something serious. I mean, you got Khalil Mack on one side, you got Joey Bosa on the other, and you got what's his name in the backfield? The one I thought that the Saints. I'm still mad they didn't draft. No, the safety. Dreads, I can't think of his name. Why can't I think of his name? He's the best safety in the league, one of the best safeties. Anyway.
I mean, I'm going to tell you like this, and I got a vendetta with the Jaguars, dude. If they don't
Derwin James, sorry. Derwin James. I wanted to say, sorry before I interrupt you. I wanted the damn Saints to draft him so bad. They traded up. I thought they were picking him, and then they went with Marcus Davenport, and I was mad as hell. Anyway,
well, yeah, James came from Florida State. He was a good guy, good player. Yeah, if they don't figure out how to get ETN some more carries, I'm going to be really pissed, dude. Like, when is it going to happen? I got a feeling that when I put ETN on the bench, and I wrote him on the bench this past week, but as soon as I'm like put him on the bench for good, I got a feeling that he's going to be the bell cow. I mean, you got Robinson coming back off the Achilles injury, and he could get injured again. But if they don't start figuring out some way to get ETN on the field, that I don't care if they lose every damn game.
Yeah, people don't understand. I mean, they do like Robinson. I mean, Robinson got 23 carries. I mean, but I think there's going to be weeks where ETN is just going to go off, and people's not expecting it. I think it's going to be. He's not going to be a starter every week. I think it's going to piss you off. I really think it's going to be.
Yeah, it's not going to happen this week though.
I think there's going to be 2 or 3 weeks where he gets like 25 points. I think he's just going to go off some weeks. Probably going to be against some bad teams. Could even be here when you don't expect it, but I doubt it. I don't think it'll happen here.
So who you got? You got the Chargers.
Sorry, Chargers. Yeah, Chargers. It says Herbert is limited right now after doing some throwing Thursday. They're smart. They sit Herbert, but I doubt it. I don't see him sitting.
And they just pound Eckler. They just pound Eckler at him and play defense.
Yeah, I mean, just try to get a win that way. I mean, save Herbert for the long haul. Anyway, next game. Keep it going here. Packers at the Bucks. Bucks favored by 3.5. I expect this to be a low-scoring game. Both good defenses here. I could see this being similar to last week, 3.5. I don't like it. I expect this to be a close game. At the Bucks, Packers not that good. I'm still going to take the Packers though. Bucks dealing with some injuries and some suspensions. Yeah, I'm taking the Packers. Packers need to get the win here. Aaron Rodgers is going to come to play, so give me the Packers. Josh,
Yeah, I'm going with the Packers as well. Plus 3.5. That's a sweep across the board. And also, I don't know if we mentioned it, but Clay had picked the Chargers on the pick before.
Okay, so we
So
swept the Chargers too.
Yeah, swept the Chargers and we're sweeping the Packers. And because of Evans being out, and who knows if Julio's going to play, and even if he does, is he going to be able to last the whole game? Is he going to play every snap? Godwin's not back. Just I'm just waiting for him to hit Cameron Brate, for 4, 5, 6 passes. When's
That's the
that going
thing,
to happen?
man. Yeah,
When's
I know.
that going to happen?
And when he gets the ball, he looks pretty good. I mean, I don't know. You know what I think they need? I think they should have kept O.J. Howard. I liked O.J. Howard. He was a good receiving threat for him. I think that should have been.
Yeah, he was.
Yeah, I think that's one guy because he caught 2 touchdowns for the Texans. I don't know, but I mean, it's not going to matter. Brady used to not playing without. He's used to playing without receivers. He'll figure it out somehow. Packers ain't got no receivers either. So, and I think
Lazard came back last game. He caught a few passes. Randall Cobb didn't look too bad.
I want to say Cobb might be hurt this week. I'm not 100%.
What's his name though? The tight end Tunyon. He was catching some passes too.
I want to say the Packers are dealing with a couple injuries this week on the receiving end, and Tunyon might be one of them too. I think there's a couple injuries. Okay. Could be where that are limited in practice. I saw earlier today, but maybe they'll play. I haven't heard much about it. But anyway, let's get into the next game. Falcons at the Seahawks, 425 game. Seahawks favored by 1.5. Taking Atlanta. Give me Atlanta. I'm not a believer in the Seahawks. I looked at DraftKings a little bit, and I'm thinking I need some salary saving. I know we don't play DraftKings that much. I know I do fantasy. I might play Marcus Mariota as my quarterback. Might be a bad idea. And one thing is Kyle Pitts. He has done nothing. I mean, I know you're a Falcons fan. I mean,
no, I don't know, man. You got to get this guy the ball.
Drake London looks good.
Yeah, he does look good, but you got to get Pitts the ball, man. You got it. Let me tell you, they could have drafted. What's that linebacker for Dallas?
Parsons, who I said should have been the number 1 pick. I mean, that dude's unbelievable.
They could have drafted Micah Parsons, and they went and got Kyle Pitts. And it's like, dude, y'all need somebody that's going to help Grady Jarrett up there, and rush the quarterback. And then Drake London, he's a good pick, but why didn't they get a big offensive lineman? I don't know what's going on with the Falcons.
Well, yeah.
They're going to Seattle to play. I think Seattle beats them.
Yeah, Parsons should have been the number 1 pick in that draft by far. I said that beforehand. I mean, I know he was drafted later, but Parsons, I mean, he was amazing.
I think Seattle beats them because it's in Seattle, and the home of the 12th man. I think that helps them. I think they win by a field goal. I think Falcons come on late like they did against the Rams. Geno's not too bad.
Yeah, these are 2 teams that might be not that bad. Even though I'm not a fan of the Seahawks, these teams are both.
Yeah, they're like if there was 4 tiers in the NFL, they're in the 3rd tier. They're not like in the 4th tier, I don't think.
Yeah, maybe. Anyway, next game. Rams at the Cardinals. Rams favored by 4.5. Cardinals coming off a big win. Rams not, almost blowing it there. I'm still Rams minus 4.5. This could be a close game. I'm still not a believer in the Cardinals. That's why I'm going to take the Rams. I mean, I'm just going to take the Rams by a touchdown. Not a believer. This could be a high-scoring game, though. I mean, depending on what Rams defense shows up, I mean, this could be one of those games you want some fantasy pieces from here. And James Conner.
Clay went with the Falcons. My bad. Clay went with the Falcons.
That's my fault, too. So who you going with in this one? Rams or Cardinals, Josh? Rams favored by 4.5.
Yep. Clay went with the Rams. You went with the Rams. We're going to sweep it across the board. I'm going to go with the Rams. I'm with you. I'm not a believer in the Cardinals as of yet. I don't know. I don't know
Maybe
what.
once they get Hopkins back. I mean, I just don't think they need some more weapons.
Yeah,
out there.
they're missing Hill right now. I mean, Kelsey's real good.
Yeah.
I mean, I would play Kelsey in this game.
You mean
in
Charles?
fantasy.
You thinking of the Chiefs? You thinking of the Chiefs? You said Kelsey.
Who the Rams playing? Oh, the Cardinals. Yeah,
Yeah.
My
No,
bad.
you
My
good.
bad. I don't know what the hell I was thinking.
No,
Um,
you good.
yeah.
They're
Who's there?
missing Hopkins. They're missing Hopkins though. They're
Yeah,
missing. I know they're missing Hopkins.
they got Ertz. They got Ertz.
Kurtz is catching back up. He caught some balls last week, and Ertz
Yeah.
is pretty good.
4.5. I guess because of the way the Rams have been playing, and they let the Falcons come back on them, is why this line's not bigger.
Yeah, and
But
the
I'm
first week, yeah.
gonna go with the Rams. We're gonna sweep the
Yeah.
board here. My bad, listeners, about getting the two red teams mixed up with the mobile quarterbacks.
Thinking. Next game here, Niners at the Broncos. Broncos favored by 1.5. Broncos have not looked good so far. I mean, even though the Texans are not that bad, Broncos just haven't. I mean, they played. I mean, I don't know what to do here though. Niners losing. One thing we didn't mention: losing Trey Lance for the season.
Yep.
Ankle injury. Might be better off. I know my dad's not a big fan of Trey Lance. He likes Jimmy. So yeah. But try to end this pretty quickly here because we're already at the 40-minute mark. I'm going to go with I know I said quickly. I'm going to go with the Niners. Give me the Niners.
All right. Clay went with the Niners as well, plus the 1.5. This game is in Denver.
Yes.
That
does play a factor too. So
yes, I'm gonna go with the Broncos. I think Russell Wilson gets it going. I think they get it going. I think I'm hoping Judy comes back. I don't know the severity of his injury. I hadn't kept up with the practice reports. So
he went out early in the game last week.
He did go out early, and they said with him not coming back in, kind of bodes well for him to play this week. I'm gonna go with the Broncos.
Gotcha. All right, final game here. Monday Night Football. Cowboys at the Giants. Giants are 2-0 right now. Cowboys 1-1. Cowboys getting a big win without the quarterback. Dak Prescott, I believe it might be back week 6 or something like that. That's what Jerry Jones says anyway. Giants favored by 3.5 here. I just think the Cowboys defense is pretty good. Don't know much about Cooper Rush, but I just like the Cowboys defense, so I'm taking the Cowboys here. Giants not gonna pull this one out. I'd take Cowboys out right here. Who you going with, Josh?
So you got Cowboys plus 3.5. Your brother has the Giants minus 3.5. I am gonna go with this heated rivalry here, and it's in New York. I'm gonna go with the Giants minus 3.5. I don't know if I think Barkley will have a big game.
Could have a big game, yeah. I just like the Cowboys defense, but maybe he does. Maybe Daniel Jones hasn't been terrible so far, so defense is good. And I know Hutchinson for the rookie over there on the Giants has been good. Defense has looked really good, so we'll see. But yeah, lock of the week. I know Clay didn't give us one, but we'll go ahead and give a lock of the week.
Hey, let's pick Clay's lock of the week.
Let's pick it for him.
Yeah. Let's give him let's see what we'll do. Let's give him the Falcons lock of the week.
All right, we'll give him the Falcons. We'll give him the Falcons plus 1.5. I am going to go with do I want to go with my Saints? No, probably not. I'm going to take the Ravens. God, I feel like it's going to bite me in the ass. Bill Belichick's going to somehow stop Lamar. But, yeah, give me the Ravens minus 3.5.
All right, that's your lock of the week.
You can go with the same one as if you want to as well. It's up to you.
Yeah, no, I was thinking about that one. I'm going to go give me the Bengals lock of the week.
I like that one. I really do. I think the Bengals come out and dominate. All right. Well, that's going to end it here. Clay will be back next week. We'll be doing this on Monday.
Clay will be texting us his Thursday night pick.
Yeah, No, we
and
mixed that.
I'll mark it down on the paper tomorrow night. I'll be coming home tomorrow night late, and then I'll
Yeah.
be going back to my camp out on Friday, and then I'll leave the camp out and go do the high school game. And then I'll be back home Friday night, and I'm going back to camp out early Saturday morning. But I will be home Saturday at 12 with my 3 TVs.
Gotcha.
And then I may
All right.
go play golf Sunday because Friday's my birthday, so I might get to
Oh.
go play golf Sunday.
Well, happy early birthday.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
39, so I'm not 40 yet.
Gotcha. All right. Well, that's going to end it. Hope everyone catches all the games this week. Hope everyone had a good week, too. We're getting into week 3 NFL. Season's moving by along pretty fast. Make sure you follow, like, subscribe on Spotify, YouTube, Apple Podcasts. Appreciate you watching. Peace.